Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 0 to 60. Today we're gonna get the high pressure fuel pump swapped over on O'Reilly, and it's not looking good, but if the rain stays away we'll be able to take it for a drive and see if we can load it up enough and see if it is the high pressure fuel pump that is causing all the misfire issues, or what's left of the misfire issues, because there's a good chance those plugs were knackered as well. Alright, let's get straight on with it. Now, I have not taken this intake manifold off before, but I think it's going to be okay. I will crack on with it and I'll let you know if anything exciting happens. Okay, so I've got some lighting set up, so hopefully you can see it a bit better. But we're going to start off by disconnecting the fuel line up here, disconnecting the blow-off valve, removing the charge pipe, and obviously the sensors, and then I'm going to probably unbolt the throttle body, and then we'll take the intake manifold off, and hopefully that will give us enough access to get to the high pressure fuel pump. The high pressure fuel pump that's going in is this one just here. Now, I did tease it in a video the other day, but let's just open it quickly and make sure it is still in there, because that might put a bit of a stop to this video. Yeah, I replaced this fuel pump because I was having issues with my original one, well, this one. Well, I thought I was having issues with it. I put a brand new genuine one in and it made absolutely no difference, so it must have been an issue with the tune that was on it. On my coupe, we have this pump ready to go in, and yeah, it doesn't look too aged. Anyway, we do have a pump. Let's crack on with it. And it's the next day, not because we had any issues with anything on the car, but I couldn't find an 11mm socket to get the intake manifold nuts off. So I had to go and buy some new sockets yesterday. Just in case you're wondering why I'm wearing a different t-shirt. Anyway, I'm going to keep cracking on, so time lapse will continue. But just in case you wonder why I've got a different shirt on. Alright, so we got the pump out. It wasn't too bad with the port injection setup on it. Spilled a little bit of fuel, but that's normal. And I might just have a quick look at it closely. Well, there we go, we can see a date. Maybe. It says 4/18/12. So maybe it's not the original one from this motor. Alright. I'll be back in a second. So before I put the new one on, just let have a quick look at the two pumps, see if there were any differences. They have both have the same part number on, the 7613933-04. Yeah, both the same part number. This is my pump that come off my original, well, it was on my E92 when I got it. Something that is different, and I assume this is a production date, 03/26/14, where the O'Reilly pump production date is upside down, is 04/18/12 as we drip the 85. But yeah, it is the same pump. Mine does appear to be slightly newer. This is the pump that was on O'Reilly when it did the 9.8 second pass. If anybody would like a bit of the history of the M54 world and might be interested in buying this as a bit of a souvenir, we would sell it because everything's getting expensive. We need to get some money in. But yeah, that was the pump that was on the car when it did its second 9-second pass, but it was still one of the first N54 pumps to do a 9-second pass, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to pop this one on. I can't test it today, unfortunately. We have a big issue with rain. It's been raining since the weekend. It's now Wednesday, so that's a bit shit. But yeah, I'll get this one on, make sure the car still runs, and we're going to have to wait for dry weather to load it up and see if we fix the issue. Alright, so I think it's all back together. Something that is a bit different with this is the way the port injection rail and the return fuel system's hooked up. So I've not actually reconnected a system like this, so we'll power it up, let it get some low pressure fuel pressure, and see if we get any leaks. And to do that, I'll have to connect the battery. I think that's the water pump going crazy. It is. Huh. Interesting. So that's 4 power cycles. That should have built up low pressure fuel pressure. And I think everything's dry. Well, let's start it and see if it works. Interesting to know why the water pump goes crazy when you power it on. Didn't start as much as I would have liked. So I hope that that's just an issue with filling up everything with fuel again. It's just occurred to me, normally on my car I can do sort of 4 power cycles and I'll get enough low pressure fuel pressure to start it, but because of this larger rail, the return line, I'm guessing it's going to need a lot more fuel up at everything to actually get pressure at the high pressure fuel pump. That's all I can think of. Still can't smell any fuel. Let's try again. Yeah, it must just be a fuel pressure thing. So that was about the 6th start cycle. I should go and get the MHD phone and actually check fuel pressure, I guess. I reckon 3 more cycles and we'll start. Maybe. Might just go and get MHD. Alright, so we've got MHD here. Sorry, could do with another camera angle. Right, that's connected. Let's power the car up. So we lose low pressure fuel pressure. So I've obviously put something back together wrong. I just checked the codes and fuel injector rail pressure signal. Even though on monitor it shows rail pressure, which is just mimicking the low pressure number. I forgot to plug the rail pressure sensor back in. So the high pressure fuel rail sensor isn't connected. As soon as I saw that, I remembered I didn't plug it back in. And it's because the wire went down into a weird spot. and had to feed it up through. Where's it gone? There it is. All right, let's try and get it back up and get it plugged in. Oh, she's tight. All right, I'm gonna need 2 hands. Okay, got the sensor plugged in. Don't know if I've got the wires routed the best way at the moment, but that's gonna have to do because I don't want to take the manifold back off. All right, let's see if that makes it a bit nicer. Okay, so we have MHD there. Let it reconnect. Power it on. Okay. Fuel pressure still drops, which I don't like. Mine will hold fuel pressure. I don't think it's going to start. Oh, it did. I'm expecting a bit of a rough idle, let the air come through. All right, let's check it for leaks. Seems to run all right. I'll let it get some temperature in it and I'll give you an update in a second. All right, she's been running for a bit. There's no oil temp in it yet, but I'm just gonna rev it a bit and just make sure the high pressure fuel pressure does jump up. So it's idling at around 700 PSI, which I'm pretty confident is normal. And we'll just increase the load. There we go. So I think it's all good. It's just gonna be a matter of loading up on the street now. All right. All right, well, the last clip you saw was actually filmed about 6 hours ago, and I was kind of hoping the weather was going to clear up, but it's just been raining all day. So there's no point taking this out and trying to load it up and take it on a proper test drive. So I haven't got much other stuff to add to this video. However, whilst we had it running this morning, we did notice that it was particularly smoky. Now, I don't think it's got a blow-by issue. Obviously, the catch can system is not normal. So there is a possibility that the turbo might be blowing some smoke, or it is running particularly rich due to the fuel pump change. I don't know. We won't know until we get it out for a drive and actually put it through a little bit of work. But there will be an update on this hopefully by the end of the week. But for the rest of the week, I'm going to actually get my 17T car up in here, get the suspension sorted, and do a few bits and pieces to that. That's the plan anyway. So I'm going to end this video off here. One final thing that we did do, had a really close look at every log from roll racing, and I didn't actually bother looking at throttle position the other day. We were looking at pedal position, making sure David wasn't chickening out, and he wasn't. He was pretty much holding it flat to the floor for most of the runs, apart from a bit when he was pedaling it. However, interestingly, this car, when the rail pressure drops below about 1200 RPM, the throttle position drops to about 60%. So all those racing videos you've seen in it, we've now done a 60 to 120 in this car at I think about 2.3 seconds. It's only getting 60% throttle. This thing, once it's sorted, once it's back to what it was, maybe even a little bit better, it's going to be a very fast car. I can't wait for it. But until then, we're waiting for some dry roads. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Ready for some 17T classic content tomorrow. Thank you very much.